後半戦がスタートしましたね。ドジャースは残念ながら黒星スタート。2位と10ゲーム近くあった差が5ゲームを切っております。チーム状態としては心配ですね。本日は MVP について大谷選手を超える条件を MLB 公式番組で話していましたので、そちらの動画をご覧ください。
It's a classic MVP debate right now in the American League. Is it going to be Aaron Judge or Cal Raleigh? Right now, both these guys having phenomenal seasons. As Judge is trying to win his third MVP, Raleigh trying to win his first, and really chasing history because he's trying to break down Judge's all-time American League home run record. Speaking of that, here's the numbers these guys are on pace for right now. So Raleigh's on pace for 64 home runs, which would dethrone Judge's American League record of 62. But Judge is the best hitter in baseball at 355, an OPS of almost 1,200. Look at that, almost 200 points better than Cal Raleigh, and an F4 of 12.6. RBIs, by the way, almost identical. Alex, I know you're the catcher. I know you're going to tell me it's Cal Raleigh, more demanding position, blah, blah, blah. Judge is the MVP. Oh, it's a 1,200 OPS? It's Aaron Judge. Sorry.
Look, I'm rooting for Cal being the catcher, but I think it's Judge too.
Oh, all right, okay, all right.
I mean, you were talking about the home runs there. On pace for 59. He can have a good week, and he's on pace for 64.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
so that's and Judge can go on those types of home run streaks as well, where he ends up hitting 5 in a week.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. For me, when I look at what Aaron Judge has been doing, in order to dethrone him, you need to have a historic season, which Cal Raleigh is. But Judge is also having a historic season. Right. And if he ends up, and if Cal kind of, comes down a little bit and Judge ends up winning the Triple Crown,
I mean, highest
that's a
OPS
no-brainer
plus
for him.
ever by a right-handed batter. He beat himself, Hornsby, McGuire, like ever.
And
I hear you.
And I know how hard it is to, as a catcher, to do what Cal's doing. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what Judge is doing is insane too. The kind of numbers he's putting up. I mean, it's nothing like we've ever seen in the history of this game, as far as the offensive production, what he's been able to do lately. So I don't know, but
how dare him? Right?
Turn his back on his boys.
Back on his boys.
Hand in the catcher card.
Here's what I'll say to this. Okay, you touch the baseball in every play.
Yep.
Okay, you've caught over 3,000 baseballs. Mm-hmm. You're in it all day. You're switch hitting. Your offense right now is in the middle of the pack. That's with a guy that's hit 38 home runs. Okay, that's with a guy like that. Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. If he was wearing a Yankees uniform and Judge was wearing a Mariners uniform, who would we be rooting for?
Well,
right? Perhaps. Okay, but perhaps I just want to kind of turn it around.
You're stirring the pot a little bit.
Yeah, I'm stirring it up. But I'm just saying
most by a switch hitter. He's going to beat Mantle's record.
But here's the thing with catchers. I think they should get a little bit less leeway. Like, for example, a Shohei Ohtani right now. He doesn't need to hit 50 home runs to be an MVP. If he hits 25 and he goes 9-2, he's the MVP because he pitches.
Correct.
It's the same thing that should be treated as with Cal Raleigh. He's a catcher that touches the baseball every day. The wear and tear is unbelievable. Switch hitting guy. Protection, Randy Arozarena. I know Judge doesn't get that much as well. I mean, he's got Belly and Jazz. But, man, that field, that stadium, the amount of travel, give me all of Cal Raleigh because the stuff he's doing is unprecedented.
No, what you're talking.
Oh, he's a switch hitter, by the way.
Playing in Seattle, all of his games in Seattle, the fact that kind of travel, like talking to guys that played in Seattle, that type of travel, it wears on you. And I think back of so my best year, this is the one thing about the whole debate as far as catchers slowing down at the second half.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get into a rhythm, you get into the zone to where it doesn't matter. You don't even feel that you're tired. And there were times in my career, I remember my best year, that year, my best month was in August. And that month, I ended up catching 20-something games in a row, which doesn't happen nowadays. But I remember actually getting stretched out in a game. We were playing in the Trop, playing the Rays. And I'm getting stretched out. It was the 20-something game I've caught in a row. And I fall asleep on the turf before the game, right? 30 minutes before the game. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But then the game comes, and all of a sudden, you find it. You find the energy you need. Yeah. And when you're just, locked in a zone. And that's what Cal is, too. He's having one of those types of years. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm rooting for Cal because I hope that I hope it happens, because he's going to have a historic season as a catcher. And I love it. I love his game, both behind the plate and at the plate. Mm-hmm. But what Judge does is incredible.
See, I never fell asleep during stretch. I was very, very tight, dude. That would never happen to me, all right?
By the way, people keep saying, oh, Raleigh's going to slow down. Historically, he's been a better second half player than first half. I don't see if Cal can keep it up. That's happened in the past.
Root for a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Prove my point.
So National League MVP, it's going to be Shohei Ohtani. Okay, let's just be honest. There's no way it's not going to happen. The guy's having another unbelievable season. 32 home runs right now.
Starting to pitch now, too.
Exactly. He's first in runs. He's first in slugging. He's second in WRC+. And like Yonder said, even if he just stopped right, no more home runs. Yeah, but he's also pitching. He's got an ERA of 1 right now.
Like he'll win the MVP.
Right? He's just slowly easing into it right now. A couple innings. Come on, I'll go 3 innings. He doesn't give up 1 run so far. This is his first start against San Diego. So the more he pitches, once you get like 5 innings, 6 innings, and he's still doing it at the bat, Ohtani's going to be the MVP. We all know that. The better question becomes this, Yonder. Who's the runner-up for the MVP?
Yeah, because, when you look at, like, your stats, it's nice to see second MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad because Ohtani's that much better.
Yeah.
But, look, I think PCA is a guy, Cal Tucker, Juan Soto. Like, those are the 3 that kind of, when we talk about it, those are the 3 that really blow us up. I like Juan Soto. I think what he's done right now, he had somewhat of a bad April.
Yeah.
The guy's OPS is unbelievable. I mean, this is an OPS plus of 161. This guy is on pace to probably have an on-base percentage of over 400.
Yeah.
He's going to probably finish with a 10 WAR. I mean, this guy he's been doing it all for the Mets. So I like Juan Soto. I know he gets a lot of run sometimes for all the bad or negativity stuff. That's probably what comes with that type of contract. But, man, this guy is the most feared hitter, one of the most feared hitters in the National League. It doesn't matter if it's lefty or righty. And you know what? We don't get a lot of talk about this with Juan Soto. He posts every day, man.
True.
Like, this guy's not going to have an off day. This guy is going to play every single day, and that's very important for a Mets team.
PCA is on pace for a WAR of 9 and could be a 40-40 guy. That's my runner-up.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only way to, I think, unseat a guy like Ohtani that impacts the game in so many different ways is you need to be able to impact the game in so many different ways. So, like, as much as I love Juan Soto, I played with him. I think he's one of the best hitters I've ever seen in my life. But when I look at PCA, when I look at Cal Tucker, I look at 2 guys that can impact the game, not just offensively. Like Juan, what makes Juan incredible is the fact that he has that kind of impact on the game basically from his bat. Defense, not as much. Average. Base running, not as much. But you have a guy like Cal Tucker and PCA where they can make a difference in the game with their defense, with their base running, stealing bags as well, and not only with their offense. And like you said, PCA, has the opportunity to have a 40-40 season, which is incredible. So I think in order to unseat a guy like Ohtani that impacts the game that way in so many different ways, you need to be able to do that as a player as well, like PCA and Kyle Tucker can, from a base running standpoint, from defense, from an offensive perspective. You need to be able to impact the game and all facets like they do in order to be able to kind of be in that conversation of unseating Ohtani as the MVP.
He's really, really good.
投球を再開した大谷選手を超えるのは相当大変みたいですね。ただ打つだけではなく守備、走塁すべてにおいて貢献度が高くないと超えれないとの見解でしたね。PCA 選手は日本でも多く知られているイメージがあり、好きな方も多いのではないでしょうか。MVP 争いが最後までわからない状態とかになると面白そうですね。本日もご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いいたします。